There are very few international languages that can be spoken with anybody in the world, but I think food is truly one of those. I think it breaks down cultural, religious, political barriers. I think I could sit down with anybody who I don't speak their native tongue, and I think we could cook together or share a meal, and I think we could both appreciate what this is and what this does for us. At the time when I started cooking, it was all pretty foreign to me. I didn't really know anything about cooking. For me, it was just a job. I would say I loved the culture. Just the camaraderie, working with the team, being in the weeds every night. Eventually, over time, it's almost sort of like paint by numbers. When you start out, you're just kind of like learning how to like actually put heat to food and like cooking food properly. And now you're incorporating different flavors and you start to get a grasp of what kind of things go together. It's definitely like an evolution. My professional life for the last 10 years at that point was cooking in professional kitchens, and that kind of coincided with the whole nose-to-tail cuisine movement that was happening in the culinary world. Right there, these two worlds of mine collided. And once I found out that I could go into the bush and actually like get my own animal and bring it in and have complete ownership over the entire process, that's probably what drove me to go out and start hunting for the first time. So the hunt that kind of set it all off for me would have been a mule deer hunt years ago. I picked out an area that I thought was going to be really good for early season alpine mule deer hunting. It was my very first backpack hunt. Backpacked in, did about 6 scouting and hunting trips throughout the summer and fall before I was finally able to connect on a legal 4-point buck, and did it all alone. And at that point I knew right away that it was something I had to just keep doing. That discovery, just made me kind of go deeper and deeper into the wild. When you truly get those hunts that challenge you on a physical level, on a mental level, and you discover something new about yourself. That doesn't happen every time, but when it does, it's like that stuff sticks with you. I don't think it's just a city thing. I think we all suffer from just being overwhelmed with so much stimulus all the time. And so hunting, specifically in the backcountry, is like one of the few places that I think you are wholly in the moment. It's the experience of being out there. It's the experience of seeing these wild places. There's just like a peace and tranquility out there that it's very hard to find nowadays, especially living in the city. The native species of deer here would be black-tailed deer. They're super elusive. Some people call them a gray ghost. The forest is just so thick. They're so silent in there. I mean, you could be 20 yards from one and never know it's there because it's just tucked down in some salal, or you just get just a flicker of a tail as that deer runs away from you. What you're going to do has a lasting impact out there. I think there's some weight behind it that we really have to be sure of what we're doing, and you really have to give it thought ahead of time. She's gonna give me a clean shot. Making the decision to go hunt an animal and picking an area, doing your research, going out there, and being able to put all the pieces together, sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes you just have to keep going back. For the first 25 years of my life, I grew up in the city, and I don't think I realized that there was something there to be switched on. And now once it's switched on, I can't turn it off. The fruits of my labor, like what I bring home at the end of the day, also happens to be this thing that I can use to have a conversation with anybody out there about what it is that we do, about the power food has to share the story of what hunting is. Be able to pull out a piece of venison that you've been cherishing for a special occasion and to cook that up for someone who's not a hunter, and to be able to open up a dialogue and talk about hunting and share who you are and what drives you to hunt. We are so lucky to have that. I didn't know that I needed hunting in my life. I think it had just done so much for me. I just wanted to share that with as many people as possible. It's purpose, it's balance, and also this intense connectivity to the land. I think you always come back with some sort of discovery, whether it's big or small.